welcome to the weekly wrap-up.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Thanks for joining. We're obviously live on X and YouTube, and of course in Getting Started in Crypto. And a different change of scenery this week.
We are back in sunny Melbourne. It's a beautiful day actually today.
Isn't it, Jess? Excellent. Okay, shall we just get straight into it? Just before we do, our Getting Started in Crypto members, there is the form to fill out, or you can jump into the live chat, just talk to us there and ask any questions or chart requests, and we'll get to them. Otherwise, over to you, Lise.
Cool. Let's jump straight into Bitcoin. So it's still looking really ugly. So this is a monthly. We look like we've got a gravestone doji forming and probably closing. We've only got a couple more days, which we've got 2 days and 17 hours, which is enough time to change that candle, but it's not looking great at the moment. And the pattern is not showing that that's changing anytime soon right now. So while we've had a relief bounce, there's still two patterns and it's very undecided right now. So if we jump into BTC on the lower time frames, if it wants to open. We can see that we've got literally two patterns. So on this first chart, potentially we're going into maybe possibly an impulse if we can get some waves completed. So what this looks like is 1, 2, 3 coming down, must hold 40,000 sort of 650-ish, and then a fifth wave up. So if we get 5 waves, potentially then it can go into 2 different patterns again. But for now, what we're looking at is the 5 waves, or we are looking at an ABC, which is likely complete. So if it's an ABC, it's A, B, C, and this wave will break down. So we'll know if it's an ABC if it breaks down below this low, which was on the 23rd of Jan. So if we get a breakdown below that point, we're going down further, and we're probably going down to one of these lower pivots. So our next range pivot is 36,500-ish. And that's the next wave down if we do get that pullback. If we can hold these levels, we currently need to hold the wave 1 high to complete this pattern. So 40,839 needs to hold. And then one last wave up. That wave down again then needs to hold that low. So where all eyes are really on that potential low holding and, an impulse starting. But when we look at that monthly chart, it did perfectly hit that Fibonacci line that I've got on my chart at 50,160 or around that mark. So just underneath that region. So yeah, potentially we're coming down to retest 30 sort of 7-ish, which is down around this lower support level here. So this week we have a FOMC meeting. We've got interest rate rises potentially on hold again. So it looks like this month we might get a hold. Maybe January or February, we might get one last rise, and we're going to be looking at cuts probably for the rest of the year, which puts us in line with Bitcoin halving happening sort of around end of March, April. We get one last pullback before then. Is that this now? And then we continue up. So yeah, it's hard to sort of gauge where this pattern is, whether we're going lower. I'm seeing a lot of the bears come out and we're getting those really low predictions again. So maybe that's possible, maybe not. As I keep saying, the parabola on this chart, which we've been trading in for such a long time on this 4-year cycle, sits at 27,000. So that's always a good region to put some orders around that, because it does come back and retest those regions. So we can see that it's been sort of hugging that for quite some time. Yeah, so that's one place to look at. That would be my lowest point that I think it might be going, and that is in line with holding kind of that wave one high around this region. So if we're sort of looking at that low being around here, we're going to be holding that wave one, and that puts us in line for a really good bull market. So potentially, you know, hitting 100K on BTC. I am seeing like 300K, 400K predictions. 100K is going to be a really tough region to break. So, you know, this bull run should run until about September 2025. So we've got time, but initially we're going to be trading in this region sort of, you know, up to about 100 is going to be potentially our wave 5. Of our third larger pattern wave, and then 133. So I think this bull season is going to be basically all about alts. So I don't think it's going to be so much about BTC. BTC is, you know, the gold of crypto, but I think the percentages and the big money is going to be in the alts this season. So yeah, let's see where that goes.
On that note as well, we had a question in the week, which might be a good time to get an answer for. Someone has written in saying they've got underwater alts. When will be the right time to swap them for Bitcoin or Ethereum?
That's not my decision. So that I always have my bag structured. So I always have Bitcoin, I always have Ethereum, and I always have alts, but I never have all in one. So that would be for me just purely restructuring their bags and, you know, breaking that down 20 to 25% Bitcoin, 20 to 25% ETH, and then the rest in your alts, and split up to long-term trading bags, and then some, you know, money that you're going to have on scalps, and, you know, those random plays that come in that you can afford to lose a little bit of money if it goes the wrong way, but never, never, never all in one. So I wouldn't be just going, okay, I'm going all back into Bitcoin. I'm not a believer that Bitcoin should be 100% of your bags ever.
Okay, cool. Anything else you wanted to share with the world before we jump in?
Yeah, I just think it's going to be a bit of a choppy week just due to that FOMC meeting and the announcements. So we are looking at the larger picture this year as well for the FOMC. So there will be, you know, sort of dropping some of the insights for what they're predicting for the rest of the year. So I do think that, you know, this is going to set the tone for how we sort of go into that, you know, into 2024. And beyond. So I think while we're probably looking at one more tightening, it's looking good for this year. You know, it's running well with the cycle. We do have one more wave down, whether this is it, and, you know, depending on where it goes, but I don't think it's the low that, you know, people are talking about. And I definitely don't think it's the capo low.
Okay, cool. All right. Anything else there? Or
yeah, no, that's about it.
That's about it. Okay, no problem at all. Well, we are going to go and answer some more questions and look at some more coin charts, some more alts inside Getting Started in Crypto. If you're not there, come and join us, and you will have access to that. Otherwise, thanks for joining anyway from X. We're going to leave you there. And also YouTube.